Hello, welcome to the latest edition of Football is Life. Happy to be back on transfer deadline day. Loads to look at tonight. Some amazing fixtures over the weekend, and rounding that up, we've literally just finished deadline day. The deadline's gone as I've come onto the camera. We're going to be doing a Football is Life Team of the Week or Team of the Weekend, uploading this on a Monday night. So looking back at the Premier League games and you know, like we said, a lot of pundits put Team of the Week out there. And I want to try and get around the teams and get players in there that I think have had good games and maybe, you know, don't get overlooked now and again. So I've gone from a team for the weekend. Just a mad weekend of football. Premier League is just back to its entertaining best, wasn't it? So that'll be good. We're going to then round up the transfers, have a little look there. A couple of ins, but it seems to be fairly quiet. A lot more players go, you know, and are lined up for the summer. But a lot of clubs, you know, just seem to hang on to those final hours, then scramble around for players, and it's too late. And you know, a lot of teams may be looking to buy players maybe for the future, younger players, which maybe don't catch the headlines and things like that. So, interesting, but I feel more could have been maybe spent and done, and a lot of transfers not going through. And then, yeah, rounding it up with a little bit of a shout out to an off-topic sport for the channel, but something quite incredible that's happened in sport, and a big future for someone who's winning stuff already. So, yeah. Hang on to watch that one in the video. And then looking at the Carabao Cup, we have the Carabao Cup this week until I'll be videoing next, with two big semi-finals that kind of could still possibly hang in the balance, maybe not, but we'll have a look at that. But yeah, thanks to everyone's responses on YouTube and other platforms, TikTok and socials and Facebook. Check us out, Football is Life. We're on them all, so come and check us out, comment, join the fan debate, because there's been a few things that I've put out that have really stoked up some fan debate, and that's what we want. That's what I'm here for. That's what we're here for on this journey. So episode 5, can't believe it. Please make sure you like, comment and subscribe, all right, to the channel, and keep the journey going. It's free to subscribe. All you've got to do is click a button, but that makes a massive difference to me filming. So and to keep going and trying to bring the channel on and kind of get bigger and better and do more, and increase that kind of setup. So that would be great. We'll go straight into it. Looking to go right through the points tonight, that I've written down and looked at over the last few days. And yeah, here's to a good episode. Come on. Right. The weekend roundup. So what do we make of the weekend roundup? Just pure madness. Straight away, straight in, it's Arsenal's league. I've said it before, then we doubted it. I doubted it. I thought Leeds could get something. Didn't materialise, did it? I mean, Arsenal just, again, I thought proved that their quality. And yeah, a couple of big teams have beaten them lately, but you know, they went to Leeds, and a lot of people thought Leeds could get something there and do a job on Arsenal, but Arsenal turned up strong, aggressive, quick, too much. And that's why they're champions-elect. That's why we think they're going to do it this year. And the potential is they are going to do it. And now it's very hard. I mean, Man City blew it. Blew it. Villa blew it, maybe even more. Expecting them to win at home to Brentford. Brentford down to 10 men. Something like 21 shots in the second half. Tammy on his debut, goal disallowed. So yeah, not rolling for the other teams, and those teams that we still think are in the transitional stage of transfers. And you know, looking at the January transfer window, we could say, you know, later on in the episode here, who's had the best window? Probably Man City, but it ain't going to be enough this year, it doesn't look like. And yeah, Arsenal steamrolled Leeds, so here's what it is. We got also then Spurs. The whole thing of like, I mean, it just looked dead and buried at half time. The crowd it just looked a real negative atmosphere watching it. And City started well, Cherky bandwagon, what a player. And I mean, we just did not see that coming. I thought second half, like Xavi Simons get on the ball and Solanke just come out of nowhere. And bittersweet for Tottenham fans. How do you feel about handing your rivals the title? Because you've probably handed your rivals the title. I know it's 38 games, but it's a big moment to give them a lead with a goal difference and no coming back. So, but massive result for Thomas Frank and Spurs, and they needed it. But Pep will be fuming with that 2-0 up away from home and a toxic kind of atmosphere that it could have been. But boy, did Spurs need that. And they showed a little bit of Champions League form second half. Where's it been in the Premier League? They showed that at the right time for Arsenal. And all Arsenal fans will be toasting a celebration, I'm sure, of the Scorpion goal from Solanke. Solanke the Scorpion, or Scorpion Solanke. So big moments in the Premier League. And then we go back. We can look at Man United, I suppose, first Super Sunday. Carrick keeps rolling on. United rolling on. It looked like it was in doubt. A wonderful goal by Kevin from Fulham. But United, again, they did look better. And I thought it would have been harsh if they didn't win the game. And, I mean, Casemiro just looks like a player rejuvenated as well. And had a wonderful game. And I love the little no-look assist. And, yeah, all that's one. And he's had a great career. And he's a great player. I know he's had hard times at United, but you'd be sorry to see him go, and he's playing well at the moment, and Casemiro at his best. So, yeah, the big man Sesko, the big signing, getting the late winner, and Carrick still, he's unbeaten Man United manager in all of his caretaker tenures, and he's doing well. There's a vibe there, and there was a vibe at the end of the whistle. Players happy, so United keep going. They keep going. Don't count them out from the future, I tell you, because they're on a good roll at the minute. And yeah, just to finish, I've not mentioned it yet. We tipped up last week. Big Enzo Fernandez. Could he score? We tipped him. Oh, I tipped him. Yes, he did. I didn't expect him maybe to do it in that fashion, but very, very late getting the winner. First time Chelsea have won from 2-0 down at half time in the Premier League, I believe, which is incredible. And 60 attempts, something like that, and then they finally did it. Rafinha, that'll get him more credit with the fans, more credit with people thinking, was he the right man? That's the time you earn your money. 2-0 down at home in a London derby, and you pull your team back, and the performance of the players. Cucurella made a difference, second half impact. Got on the goal, he was proactive, and big Enzo in the right place at the end, and Chelsea doing all right as well, so. But there was a few good games the weekend, some really good games, and the entertainment was back, and we had scraps on the pitch. Traore looked like he was going to eat people. I mean, that fight at the end was that kind of, not a fight, a fracas between players. Like, some players just lost their head. I mean, Toby, the lad that got sent off, absolutely red mist, and the emotion and the arousal in that moment of London derby and it on the line, and it just all spoiled over. And I just think West Ham lost their heads. I think he's lost his head completely. Traore's lost his head to go back at Pedro like that. It's all erupted, but I mean, it made great entertainment for us guys watching it on, so a lot going on. Premier League in kind of a good place. Teams like Everton as well, great away record. It was hard to predict this weekend. Getting a result at Brighton, Brentford getting a result. Like, the Premier League is tough. Like, it is tough to win. It's tough to retain. This is why, because any team can show up. That's what we love. It's what we love, all right? And that's why I'm doing this. Football is life. Premier League, Football League, English football, World Cup coming up, summer transfer window. There's loads to go. There's loads coming. So, the beautiful game keeps on producing. Now, one more thing before we roll on to what I said last week. There's two things that I always want to touch on. And it's Man City, and we can all look at the transfer roundup later on. But Man City, I just want to quickly just say that the start that Semenyo's made, brilliant. And I think that's why City are coming next season. Like, what a player they've bought. And if you look at their window, Gay, Semenyo, signed proper players. Players that have played in the English League, players that have adapted, and players that are just on fire, that they're going to just be firing. And when they click, I think it could be trouble for the rest. I really do. And him and Cherki, His feet just, left, right, slots it in. I mean, we can all say City have blown it, and that could be down to Pep, and you might know, and they're not the finished article yet. But the two signings that they've made, and just Cherky from the summer, and Semenyo, I just think, I know Haaland's not bagging at the moment like he should be, but what a player, what a start. City can still, they can still. I mean, they can still win this season. It's not dead and buried like that. Arsenal could falter, but I can't see the Arsenal crumble coming out. That result on Saturday for me was like, well, that's it. They've gone back in charge. Yesterday's results, game over, I think. Right. So, team of the week. I'm doing team of the week now. I'm going to try and do this every Monday when there's Premier League games on. Obviously, there'll be a few occasional gaps when there's international breaks and things like that. In the World Cup as well, we'll try and do a few teams, and look at England's team and things like that. So I think it's something I'd like to do. There's a lot of pundits do it on different broadcasts. So I'm basing it on a 4-3-3. I'm just games that I've seen and highlights. I've looked at some stats, but we're not boring with stats, right? Everyone can look at stats, but let's just give players a shout, I think, for what they've done on the weekend and put them into Football is Live, Team of the Week, 4-3-3. We'll gloss it up in future. We'll make it, a thing, and we'll try and put them in and add them in and keep records and that. But 4-3-3, Football is Live, Team of the Week. Here we go. In goal, okay, I've gone for the Bournemouth keeper. Wolves had loads of shots, attempts, kept a clean sheet at Molineux. So it's Petrovic as the keeper, all right? Could pick others, but I'm going with that. Clean sheet at Molineux. Wolves have been better. Well done, Petrovic. You're in. You're my keeper. But he's a decent keeper, and he deserves to be in. The back four, okay, we've not just gone like full back, centre back specific. I'm just picking 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, 3 strikers, and doing it that way. So the back four from the weekend is Tarkowski at Everton. Great performance, underrated player, good career, solid game, makes Everton stronger. They would want him there. He's a bit of a Warrior old school type, isn't he? Ears coming out, nose coming out, eyes coming out, goes for everything, bit of a warrior. So Tarkowski had a great game, I thought, at Brighton, and definitely one of the factors of why they got a draw. I've then gone for Gabriel, Arsenal. We were having a debate last week, Van Dijk or Gabriel. Gabriel showed on Saturday why he's class. He's like a Rolls Royce. He's a Rolls Royce of a footballer. He's just big, strong, powerful. We need to say no more. Gabriel, you're in. Well done, mate. Next to him, I think a player that gets maybe got a bit of stick or maybe not quite had the credit yet, but I thought he was good for Chelsea. I don't know, it was a tough first half, but Chelsea didn't really play poorly. And I thought second half he stepped up, distribution good. And it's Badiashile, and I think he deserves to get in this week, and he had a decent performance for Chelsea. And then to finish off the back four, I've gone for another Chelsea player. He didn't play the first half, but I just think he's so effective when he comes on. I don't know why he gets left out. I don't know if it's rotation, or I don't know what it is, but he's won things with Spain. He's a top player. He's on the front foot. He winds people up, yes. He's always at the centre. He was at the centre of the fracas, but he scored, made a difference. Cucurella. He's in. Left back. Solid. Well done, Cooks. You're in. Midfield 3. A home team that didn't win, so surprising, but I just think he makes a difference to Brighton and experience. Good player. I remember when they got rid of him, I thought he's a big player. He's a bit of a Brighton legend. So Pascal Gross is going in there. He's going to be my little anchor in midfield, even though he does go high. Pascal, you're in. And then Casemiro. What can we say about Casemiro? Unbelievable goal, unbelievable assist, unbelievable player, unbelievable career. Been top, and is now showing again that actually I'm not over the hill. I'm not too old. United got in. He's going at the end of the season, and he probably deserves it because of his age now. And he probably wants to play at home or finish in the MLS. Could see him at Inter Miami, something like that. But yeah, Casemiro, quality, he's in. And then the final midfielders go in there is obviously Liverpool. Great result. Didn't speak about them in the roundup, did we? Said 4-2 to Liverpool, nearly got it right. Scored 4 though, at home, looked good. Florian Wirtz scoring again. He's coming. It's took him a while to adapt, but he's getting stronger. He looks a player, technically one of the best. Really is one of the best. I mean, Cherky and Verts. Who's the best Premier in the league? I mean, that's a debate. We'll have that one week. You've got Cherky, Verts, Fernandez. Dare I say Odegaard? Odegaard's a good player. He was good Saturday. Don't have the numbers, but that's without strikers. Just best midfielder in the league. So well done. Florian Wirtz, you're coming of age, you're showing your star potential. Well, I say star potential, you're already a star. He's in. Front three. Obviously, we could have gone goal scorers. We've gone goal scorers because goal scorers for strikers are important. And I think there wasn't many striking performances. I know Beto scored on his birthday and got a big up, but proper striking performances with goals and all-round game. So, Ekitike. What a signing. Do you know when they signed Ekitike? I didn't think they needed Isaac. Ekitike was good last year. Spent 80 million on Ekitike. And he's been Liverpool's best signing by far. Incredible return. Goals again. For first season, he's settled right in. Looks like he's born to play in the Premier League. 2 good goals. Top player. So, we'll be going to the World Cup of France without a shadow. Ekitike, brilliant. Madueke, got him as a wing type. I just thought he's not been in the Arsenal team too much recently. He's had some injury. And other players like Saka coming back in and played, and I thought he was brilliant. Like he's dynamic at going. We're on about wingers, and the other last episode, and too many wingers these days going backwards. He's not in that category. He is one that will go one-on-one with defenders, grass in front, and he will go and produce, whether it be goals, assists, chances, take-ons is high. He was really good, and he tore Leeds to shreds on that side. So, Madueke, you're in. And we have to finish with the man of the match, Sky Sports man of the match, Dominic Solanke for Spurs. Dragged them through. Brilliant performance. Was bullying people, deserved his goals, and scored a worldie. Like, he's meant that. Nobody's saying, it's behind him and he's in front, but that takes real skill and technique to still produce that over the head. So, brilliant performance. Could massive handing, possibly handing Arsenal the title. So, Solanke, you're in. And that's my team of the week, 4-3-3. Let me know what you think. I know there'll be some players out there that people will be like not happy with that they haven't got in. But it's very hard to pick 11 players, and I think I've done a decent job there. So let us know in your comments, all right? But yeah, good team of the week. So that's a feature that I want to keep going with. All right, so love that. Transfer deadline day, just to round up. It's been quiet. I kind of waited all day for something big to happen. And maybe a little bit more to happen. But I think obviously clubs have been having difficulty getting anything big done in January. It's the typical kind of January. We all hope, is there going to be someone that's really going to spend? And, the main two really are 2 players that we don't. We know a bit more about one, I suppose, but one we don't really know a lot about. So there's a small sample size on Jacquet, Jeremy Jacquet from France. So he looks the real deal. I've watched some clips because he's not played for France yet, but I know that's imminent, and they say it's imminent. But I mean, he does look the real deal. He looks like Liverpool have got a great player there. My understanding is they're going to sign him, but not. They might not use him until next season, or he's either going back on loan, or it's agreed but not official to the summer, something like that. But £60 million, medical kind of done. So yeah, he's a good player, and he's the future of Liverpool. And I think they're looking at that Van Dijk, Konate situation, not getting Gay in the summer. So he's the future, and he's going to be a good player. No one can predict at his age he's going to be brilliant in 5-6 years' time. A lot can happen, but Liverpool spent big, and I think. It looks a good signing. The other one, really, the 2 other big bits of information, I know Wolves have added, and Angel Gomez, I like him. When he played for England under Carsley, liked him. I thought that's a good signing for Wolves, and they've gone for Armstrong. But I think they're more preparing to come straight back up from the Championship, to be honest, looking at it. But the other one's Crystal Palace. I just thought that's really interesting. They've obviously probably think Mateta's going out the door. He's going out the door. He wants to go out the door. He's in France or Germany, was it, having a medical. and the AC Milan have done a medical and decided no. I think it looks like it could be a knee kind of thing, but they've pulled out the deal. He stayed abroad looking for another deal, and Juventus were obviously possibly on the table, but it's not happened, and no, he stays. So Palace fans, I mean, you've got to be. It's a strange one because you've obviously signed a new player we're going to talk about, but he comes back in by the looks of it until the end of the season, and yeah, even if he goes, he wants to make the World Cup for France, so he's got to try and get in the team now and play and score, even despite knowing that the fans and his teammates probably know that he wanted to go. So strange one for Palace. It doesn't help their plight, but they got a point on Saturday, which was okay because I did think they would lose that. But they've signed a couple of good players, Palace now, and they've got Cassand who can come in and Strand Larsen. I mean, is Strand Larsen worth 44 million, 48 million? Not sure, but yeah, I mean he's won Premier League goal is my worry. Yeah, he's a big lad. He's mobile. He could in a better team it might click, but it's a bit of a risk. So we'll have to wait and see how that one materialises. But yeah, more players like a couple of good players that have gone out the door really that I kind of liked, and a few players in the Championship being signed and things like that, and League One. There's a few interesting signings down there. A few very good loans from higher table, higher league clubs. So yeah, all in all, not overly busy, nothing spectacular, but is that the January window? And I'm sure there'll be more in August when we're doing the summer window. So yeah, there we go. We'll see how they go, but I think overall January, the team that wins the January transfer window has got to be Man City, just for the fact of Semenyo and Gay. They've spent the money. They don't care when they spend it, January or the summer. Pep spent the money and he's got two proven players at this level, so makes City better, but could miss out this year. So that rounds up transfers. And the last one, I just wanted to go off topic a little bit because I've not really spoke about how I love kind of all sports, not every sport, but a lot of other sports. Going to talk about sport actually that I don't really follow hugely, but I just saw it over the weekend that obviously Djokovic beat Jannik Sinner to get in the final of the tennis in Australia, and could he win his 25th major title, which would have been something like extraordinary, really, if you look at him. But Carlos Alcaraz came out on top, 3-1, and the youngest player. I mean, this is why I want to mention it. Is the youngest player in history to do the Grand Slam of all four majors. So, I mean, in any sport, if you were talking about a golfer doing that, it'd be like, it's crazy. That's hard. There's only been like 3 or 4 golfers in history to do that in the golf tour. So, like to do it in tennis and at a young age and to master all the different surfaces, he is an icon. He's going to be a Spanish icon for years to come. And can he top? Is he better than a Federer and Nadal and Djokovic? Could he do it? But yeah, I mean, he's going to be contested. But yeah, quick shout out on the tennis. Alcaraz, that's top draw, top level, and to do that at a young age is fantastic. So well done to him. And then to finish up tonight, there's not many games in midweek, but there is a game on now as I'm on videoing. But yeah, can't really predict that just yet because the time it comes out, this video, it will already be underway. So I don't want to be caught for that. There's 2 Carabao Cup semi-finals, which we can say one is very finely balanced, one needs a little bit of a miracle. But I was having to think about these today, and I've got a cheeky little, I want to say prediction, but I've had a few good ones lately on the channel, so and some people may be cottoning on to that. So this is just a hunch, and I just think they could be. I think the 2 teams that are in the lead are going to go through, but I do think the 2 teams that are behind on aggregate are going to give a really good go at it. I think it's going to be feisty. I think it's going to be yellow cards. I think it's going to be desperation. You want to get to Wembley. You want to get to the final. And all 4 managers will be hell-bent on getting there somehow. And I do think Chelsea and Newcastle are going to pose Arsenal and Man City problems. But I just fancied a little double. And I think both games have got real potential to finish on a Desmond, on a 2-2. I do think Tuesday night, I think Arsenal v Chelsea, I think Chelsea are going to really go for it. And I just think I was stewing with, well, could Chelsea do a 3-2 back to what Arsenal did there and maybe claim a win? But I just think at the Emirates, Arsenal are strong. They'll have a full team out for this, I'm sure. And Chelsea have been doing well, so it's a hard one to call, so I'm going 2-2 there. And then Newcastle, I think it's too much to ask to go to Etihad 2-0 down. I think Man City will, you'd expect them to have 60% possession of the ball. So, but I do fancy Newcastle to really give it a go, and I think it could be end-to-end and more that Newcastle could score on the break. So another 2-2 there. All right, that's it for tonight. All right, really enjoyed coming on. Love it. Make sure you like, subscribe, come on, comment, join the fan debate on Football is Life, and I'll see you later in the week as we look forward to the weekend's games. All right, take care, everyone. Be safe.